Hi everyone, how are you all? Well, I've had some time to play with my gorgeous new goodies, and the first set I've used is the Dino Raw bundle, and I have made this little pop-up card here. If you notice, it looks a little bit like a funny little W if you turn it that way. I don't even know if there is a name for it. I know that Jan B has shown how to make this card, and there's another lady and I can't remember which one it was. I'll have to see if I can find her original card and share the link. When I saw this, I thought that would be really sweet for this design, for this set, because then you could have all the dinosaurs in the middle. So I'm going to show you how I've made it. I'll show you also the products I've used. I've used lots of things from the Dino Raw suite, which includes dies, and I haven't actually stamped these dinosaurs because the best news of all is that the framelets will cut these dinosaurs on the designer series paper. I love it when they do that, because then if you haven't got time for the stamping, you can quite easily cut these out and you're ready to go. So I've used the You're Awesome there and the tree on this one. I also use, this is a retired set, but I use the Happy Birthday because I love the font on this one. I've used Stitch Shapes framelets, which I think are also retired, but I've also used the stitched nested label dies, and I've used some of the designer series paper. As I say, you have two sheets in there that the die cuts will cut out. So I prepared everything ready. The colour I'm using here is the Pretty Peacock. So I've used two ink colours. I've used Pretty Peacock and Old Olive. And my piece of card, I've written all the instructions here for you, is 4 by 1/8 by 11.5, and you're actually going to score it at 5 3/4 to make your card. And just make sure then you've got a nice crease using your bone folder. And then this piece here, the first one in my card I cut at 1 inch. I've cut this one at 1.5 inches because I felt, because I'm using the stitch framelets, I wanted to give, and they're quite a bit bigger than the 1 inch, I wanted to give it a bit more sort of stability. So you're going to score that then at 2 3/4 and 5.5. Oh, nearly went to the wrong one then. Oh, and 8 1/4. And then I've always got to check then which way I folded it. You're folding them this way. This bit is a little bit longer, but trim that off at the end instead. So I'm just going to burnish these folds as well, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to put that piece aside, because the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to decorate the front. So I've got my panel here. My Pretty Peacock panel is actually 3 7/8 by 5.5, and this top layer here is 5 3/4. No, sorry, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to stick that down. The weather outside is absolutely miserable today for a June day. I think it's rained on and off all day long. Just trying to make sure I stick it down. Don't stick this onto your card yet, because I'm actually going to add my ribbon before I stick it all down. There we go. I must say, this designer series paper has got lovely patterns on both sides. So I'm glad they include 2 pieces in the pack, so you can mix and match. Oh, nearly stuck it down incorrectly there. Okay, then I'm going to stick this one, and that's quite nice as well, isn't it? I think I'll stick to the eggs though. This is going inside my card, which I've already lost on a fairly empty desk. So that's going in here. Are they sweet though, the ones on the back? You can see I was a little bit torn then, which ones I was going to use. But I think because you want the dinosaurs to really stand out, it'd probably be better to use one with less pattern on the inside. Sticking that one down there. But they are super sweet. I like this bundle as soon as I saw it. There we go. And then, so that's that part done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just eyeball this. And I haven't got the straighted eyeballs. I'm going to cut myself. This is the denim ribbon in the suite. I'm going to give myself enough length to make a bow with it. But what I need to remember is that I need to put on this side here. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a mark. And it's going to be on this side because that's going to be on the back of the card. Earlier on, I went to do it and stuck the ribbon on the wrong side first. So there we go. So you know now that these ones are the sides that are going to meet. So if you just sort of line them up, this is the way I did it earlier, and it did work. Because I'm eyeballing it, I'm just going to turn my body slightly now. If you put them alongside each other, then you can get your ribbon in pretty much the same place, give or take a couple of millimeters, hopefully. As long as it's not inches, we're okay. I'm just going to stick that down, and at least then when you put it on, your card is going to be secured all the way around. Now I know that I've got more ribbon than I need, but I'm not a great bow tying expert. And I think I gave myself a bit too little earlier on, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to stick this panel now. Just making sure I've got my eggs the right way around inside. There we go. And then put this one on the other side, on the back of the card. And because of the fact that it pops up, it is easier for it to have something to help it close. You will have to take this into account though when you're finding an envelope for it, because obviously it's going to be a bit bulkier. There we are. So as you can see, it pretty much matches up accurately. So then your next job, so it's going to go like this. Your next job is to put your dinosaurs on there. Now the pterodactyl, I assume he's a pterodactyl, because his wings stick out a little bit, they might go over the fold. I put him on the outside where he'll have a little bit more room, if that makes any sense at all. So he's going first, like that, because you don't want anything to cross that fold line. Then my next one, he is then going on the other end because of his tail and his neck. So my T-Rex is going here, but what I did to make sure they all lined up, I just put it on top and I fold this down because you don't want them sort of higgledy-piggledy on there. Then my Diplodocus, or Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus, you can tell I've done dinosaurs in the past, can you, in school. I'm going to put that one on top again and fold that down. And then this one is going on this side here. And as I say, He might have to move over a little bit because of his head, bless him. Oops, see, his head bent then, bless him. There we go. So, what you need to do then is, I sort of brought it to the side of the card here, where the paper is. So when it folds then, you don't want it poking out to the side. So with a bit of Tombow, at least with Tombow you have got a little bit of wriggle room when you're trying to adjust things. So that's going to the edge of your designer paper. Let's go in just there. I'm going to move it down slightly so I can hopefully put my sentiment on as well. So then this is coming up here. Oh, I'll have to fold his little head again. And as you can see, this is too long, but what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut, there we go, just cut a piece off. I think I just cut a bit of his tail, just performed a tailectomy as well. So put the glue on this side, then fold your card to meet it and press it down. So then you know that it's inside properly. Oh, I'll have to do something. I'll have to stick his head down here, bless him, because he's now, looks like he hasn't got much of a neck. I'm just going to put a little blob of glue there, and I'll fold it so he sticks down. So then on the front, I've got my happy birthday using the nested labels. I'm going to put that at the top. It was pretty peacock. When I first saw the colour, I wasn't sure what to make of it. I didn't really know whether I liked it very much, but having used it, I think is lovely. And then I'm bringing in my little palm tree, and I put this up on foam pads now. So let's put the trunk down. And then for the other bits, I've got two with foam pads right on the end, because they're the ones that I'm going to put down. I think I've got an extra leaf here as well. And then these, because I put it a bit further up, the foam pad, I can, there we go, cross those over. And then hopefully, I might have to put this down here, because on my card I had it up here, but because of the fact that I've made my my strip here a little bit wider, I think I've stuck it up further, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to stick this down here, so when it opens then you can see you're awesome. And that's done, and that's all you need to do then is tie a little bow, close your card, and it's ready to pop in an envelope. As I say, it'll have to be an envelope that's quite a bit bigger than the card. So there we go. Simple pimple. There. So once again, there's the instructions here, all the measurements. So if I lift it up to the camera, at least then you can do when it sort of joins in with us. You could screenshot that, then you've got all your measurements. I went through a few videos and wrote them all down. So once again, I've used the Dino Raw bundle, and don't forget that when you buy these in the bundle, you save 10%. But the fantastic thing is that these framelets will also cut out the dinosaurs in your designer series paper. How fantastic. So thank you so much for joining me on this very wet, dreary Sunday afternoon, and I shall see you soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Hwyl fawr.